30 seconds.
So here we go. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to episode 329 of Your Overseas Connection, the official podcast of the G4TE.com community. That is gaming for the elderly, your mature gaming community. As if elderly didn't give that away. Yeah, so we're not that old. It's
Or
July
mature.
24th. No, yeah, we're definitely not mature. It's July 24th, 2015. I am one of your hosts, Greg DeLacy, gamertag Murphy's Law, OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter. And joining us this week, quite the cast. Well, you've already heard Miss Kim Woods.
Hi, everybody.
Kim, would you like to talk about golf?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I'll let you two start out. And,
We're not going to talk about golf.
all right, fine.
Kim, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's a balmy 99 degrees here, but otherwise it's good.
A balmy 99 degrees.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Any
It's not so
fires?
much-
Any?
No, not so much.
All right. Okay.
Thankfully.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of other good things, we have Mark Wright on the show today.
Hello, Greg. Hello, everyone. Mark Annex here on Xbox Live, PSN, Steam, and Twitters. No golf for me. Don't play golf.
No, not even
I
on.
don't either, but I like listening about it.
Yeah, it was interesting listening to that, wasn't it, Kim?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we just got a lesson in how to hold a golf club.
Yes.
Me and Kim were in
In-depth,
stitches.
in-depth conversation. That's for another podcast that we'll be launching at some point. Golf Club Grip. Last but certainly not least, Jesus on the show today. Mike Chin.
Hello.
Hello, Mike.
I like I say, I've been hitting it straight ever since I've been perfecting my grip.
It's all about the grip and the swing.
I've always had trouble with my irons, Greg, on golf. So,
Okay. All right.
driving was been pretty consistent. Irons are pretty poor. So
How's the putting, Mike? How's your short game?
I'm all right. I'm all right at getting it in the hole. Not too bad at finishing it off.
What's the longest putt you think you've drained?
It's tough to say. I think 20 feet. I think I've done.
All right. That's a respectable putt.
Yeah, I think I did 20 feet.
Yeah, and you probably were ecstatic about that.
Yeah, oh yeah, look, that's rare. That's oh my
Right.
god, that was amazing. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
jumping up and down like you've won the World Cup or something.
Yeah, I hit the pin twice yesterday though, Greg.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Okay. And was that on
Yeah.
your putt or the pin should
No,
be in obviously.
on the approach.
Okay. All right. Good.
So-
Yeah, I think for me, and again, we're just going to continue on the golf.
Welcome to
conversation.
the golf podcast.
Yes, the golf podcast. No, I just got probably 3 months ago. I was out golfing with my brother-in-law, and we were playing on a green that had a particularly unfavorable slope to it. Which those of you who have played the Golf Club Challenge would know, slopes on greens suck. They absolutely suck, and in real life,
Especially in real life.
they absolutely suck in real life.
Oh my god.
And I had
Because on the golf club, I suppose the green acts how it's supposed to. But
Right.
in real life, greens have like patches that aren't quite right, and an ant can get in the way.
Yes.
Things like this.
It's amazing how goddamn
Does you
little
run up
leaf,
and go, oh, stitch this?
Yeah,
And then puts your ball.
leaves on the green are
Leaves, yeah.
dangerous. You have to clear them out of the way. Anyway, so I was actually about 20 feet out, but I was perpendicular to the hole on the side the slope. So it was to get the ball in the hole, I had to do one of those stupidly angled shots where I'm actually hitting up the green away from
Yeah.
the tee from the hole and letting it curve back in, and I nailed it. And it was for a bogey, but I went fucking ballistic excited.
Hey,
so,
bogeys are good for me. Like I'm
Yeah.
happy with the bogey. So that's good.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I
Golf-
think we can end
golf.
the podcast. Yeah, I think we're done.
Spall's a good walk.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, we are a video game podcast. Let's get back on track. Let's get focused. We
Aha.
are a video game
All right.
podcast.
All right.
If you are listening to this right now, you're probably listening to it on iTunes, maybe Stitcher. Highly doubtful on some kind of Microsoft platform, but you never know. Either way, you should maybe, if you have some time on a Friday afternoon, check out us live on Twitch. We are live.g4te.com. Just type that into your browser, and through the magic of the internet, you'll be transported to our Twitch page, where at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 11 p.m. UK time as it stands now. That's when you can catch us live and enjoy the podcast live. We often interact with our Twitch viewers and the chat, or the chat, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I do want to give a couple quick shout-outs to Not My Real Name and Alexander, who both recently followed us on Twitch, so we appreciate the follows. And with that said, Mark, I know you're paying attention to the Twitch and the chat.
I am, yeah.
Any quick shout-outs you want to throw out there?
It's early days yet, so we've got Him Who Shall Not Be Named 3000 and Step J.
All right. Welcome to the show for those and future listeners. So, all right, well, let's get into it. Let's talk about the games we've been playing this past week. Mike, since you are the rare guest on the show,
Howdy ho.
let's talk about what you've been playing.
Well, I'm obsessed with a certain game at the moment. I borrowed it from a friend of mine, which is Batman Arkham Knight.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a little indie game, and
Right. Little indie game.
It's not
Small
big,
budget.
There's no stars in there or anything.
No.
No, it's my stance on Batman games is I love them. Didn't really like. I liked Asylum. City was okay. They sort of went down in that order for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The first one that came out was the best, and sort of slowly went down for me. This is by far the best Batman game I've ever played. I think it is by far the best game I've played all year. Possibly for the last 2 years, this is probably the best game I've ever played. I adore it. I can't get enough of it. I've finished the story. I've finished all the Riddler challenges, all the side quests. I even considered playing the New Game Plus, and then I thought, I've got too many games to play. I can't play again, even though I really want to play it again. It's just, the word I would use is polished. The game is so polished,
Right.
so well done, so well presented. Everything's thought of. Even like there's some guy giving you abuse behind a jail cell, and if you press X to punch him, he smacks him against the bars, and just little things. I thought of everything. Little Easter eggs in there. Different things happen if you play the game on Halloween. All sorts of cool stuff that I just adore. I just adore the game. People who say the Batmobile is a piece of trash are insane.
Well,
I've said this before. I don't mind it. I think it's quite.
I
a good
think it's
addition.
fine. I think there's a part where you have to do some Riddler races,
Right.
and they are tricky. And I do feel like. Sorry. I was just going to say when you get to those parts and you have to race the Batmobile and you're time pressured,
Right.
you do start to feel, like, okay, this is a bit. But when you're racing around Gotham and
Right.
it's fine. It's like,
But
nothing wrong with it.
I guess I felt the Riddler challenges seem like they're an artificial way of giving maybe some additional importance to the Batman vehicle, because it's kind of all the Riddler challenges are Batman vehicle races for the most part.
I mean, the Riddler's quite a weird character altogether, really, because I grinded the trophies at the end. I finished most of the game, and then the only thing left was the trophies.
I wanted to hear you say I grinded the Riddler. That was
I grinded the Riddler.
right.
Me and Jim Carrey are like that. No, with the Riddler challenges, when you're trying to look for them and you've got nothing else left to do in the game,
Right.
the only person talking to you via like the sort of big, the city announcements on the megaphone or on the screens is the Riddler, because he's the only villain left, right? So he's constantly going on about.
Slight spoiler.
Well, it's not a spoiler. You've caught all the bad guys at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the game's done, all right, and you're just doing the Riddler challenges, and he's the only one left, so he's the only one talking to you, and he's just going on about, oh, Batman, I'm so much cleverer than you. It's like, all you've done is left a load of fucking trophies everywhere. You're not like some fucking. You're not Stephen Hawkins here. You've just put some trophies on the floor. Like, all right, and then some of the puzzles, okay, a little bit of grey matter has to be used here, but we're not talking the Enigma machine,
Right.
right? This is fine. Like, I can handle this. And then when you, I mean, like, no shit, right? You actually fight him at one point when you collect them all, and guess what? You capture him, right? And even then, he doesn't learn his lesson. He goes, okay, you got me, Batman. He's always like just giving it giving it lip, and he's quite annoying, I think. And I think anything to do with the Riddler is slightly off for me. But the game's great. I think the game's fantastic. I can't fault it really. I feel like the Arkham Knight stuff is probably one area of the story that I don't know, didn't really take to, but I'm obsessed with it. I got when you play a game and you get sad that it's ending.
Right.
That's how I feel about Arkham Knight. I got sad that it was coming to a close.
Okay.
And I've only felt that with like Red Dead and Portal 2, where I wish I could erase my memory and play those games again. That's how I feel about it. And I'm sure you guys have got games like that, where you just wish I could just experience it for the first time again. And I know that I never will, so I'm quitting video games.
I was just gonna say, well, this took a dark turn. This got really sad.
I'm done. I'm never gonna play one again. I think it's game of the year for me, and everything has to beat Batman Arkham Knight.
Now, Mike, have you and again, it's not necessarily your kind of thing, but The Witcher 3, is that something on the deck for you?
It's next. It's coming up.
Okay,
a friend of
I'm
mine's
going to be
borrow
really
it.
curious. Yeah, really curious to hear your take on that.
Because I know
That's stopping you, Greg, playing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's stopping you playing Batman.
Yes. Full stop.
Yeah, and Stu from another podcast that I don't like to mention.
That's a first.
He's one of these awful human beings that likes these sort of artsy fartsy games, man. But he's playing The Witcher 3, and he says, "Oh, it'd be interesting to he basically only talks about what he's doing, and so he wants me to play The Witcher 3. I don't like high fantasy. I don't really publicise that very often, Greg. I don't like to make any jokes about it or anything.
Never.
But I think I give a pass to anything that stands out, and I look at The Witcher 3 and people say things like Red Dead Redemption and what are some of the other games that they compare it to? Like, I don't know, like Assassin's Creed, I suppose.
GTA even to a certain degree, just in terms of how they handle the open world.
And Skyrim as well, I think it's fair to say. And so you hear these, you get a game that's compared to those sorts of games,
right?
And I think you have to put your judgment and your bias aside for that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to The Witcher 3. I think Fallout 4 is the only possible candidate really to beat Arkham Knight. I just like things more grounded. So I think I'm going to sway more to Batman, if you know what I mean. I like detective stories. I like CSI games. For
things more things more grounded, or as in like realistic, because we're talking about Batman in Gotham City.
I know. Right. Okay, fair enough. Let's all laugh at Jesus. Yeah, but like it sort of takes place in a real world.
Right.
It's in its city. It's. I don't like the sort of high fantasy forest. We're all drinking out of I don't know, milk's teats, goat's teats and stuff. I don't know. It just sort of, I find it a bit odd, all that sort of stuff. I can't relate to it as well. I've always liked detective games. I've always liked, figuring stuff out. And
now, have you been watching Game of Thrones at all by chance, Mike?
No, I don't watch it.
Right.
And I know I should. Again,
no, it'd be interesting to see your take on that, because that show is so much more about the political side of it all.
Oh, it'll be good. I'm pretty sure I'll like that, because everybody, like, when you hear people say, like, have you watched Game of Thrones? I mean, everybody watches it, everyone. Right. So I passed a homeless man on the street and he asked me if I watched it. I was like, where did you watch it? It's you do have to put your things aside. I mean, Dragon Age Ikigwig, I want to give that a go. Right. I want to try that because I have a lot of time for BioWare, so.
Okay.
But Batman Arkham Knight is great.
Right. Up there right now as number one for you, game of the year.
Absolutely. Like, no doubt in my mind. I've heard people play it and they think, yeah, it's good, but they still like Asylum better. And I think Asylum is a better story, but as a game,
the gameplay's better in it.
I think if I was to play Asylum now, it would sort of harm my view of Asylum. If whereas Knight is just, it's just fantastic. Love it. I want to play it now, and I played it for 25 hours, and I still want to play it right now.
Okay.
So that's all good. I haven't really played tons of other stuff. Really. I've been playing a lot of Prison Architect.
Okay.
So Prison Architect is a game where you build a prison for people that don't know. It's a British-made game. I've actually met the people that made this game. I met them at Eurogamer. They're very nice and not nice enough to give me a code, but I don't.
Did you
judge,
ask?
You know what I mean?
Did you ask?
No, I didn't. No,
Okay.
I'm just joking. I already bought the game at that point, so I said, yeah, no refund. I'm not holding a grudge. It's
right.
not my style. For fuck's sake. No, I've spent about 40 hours in it. And that's it's one of those games you play it, and then time just fast forwards. And
Is this?
it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I always get this one confused. And is it Prison Escape?
The Escapist, I think.
Yeah, The
is what you get.
Escapist. Yeah.
Escapist is made by Team 17, so the Worms guys, I think.
Right.
Or they published it, I think, and that's where you got to escape from prison. So Prison Architect, clues in the name, Greg.
Right.
You have to make the prison.
I saw.
So my prison is a mess. A friend of mine at work, he's very organised, very tidy, and his prison is running like clockwork. Right, mine is a little bit more chaotic. But what I'm going to do, the north side of the prison is going to be the posh end of the prison.
Okay.
So that's where the minimum security prisoners are going to be. They're going to have ensuite showers. They're going to have libraries. They're going to have shops, places they can free roam.
Shops?
No locks on the door. Yeah, you can have shops.
All right.
You can have a chapel so they can pray. A common room for so they can play pool and stuff. As you go further south into my prison, it's going to get darker and more messed up. The cells are going to be smaller, and then when you get really down to the southern part of the prison, you can actually have a lawyer, and he can make you have because you have to have a requirement for the size of a prison room. It has to be 3x2 squares, right?
Okay.
That's the legal requirement. The room has to be the smallest, so you have to pack them all in. But you can have an exemption from a lawyer where you can have 2x2 cell rooms, which vastly reduce, and then I think you can have like a 1 square room where they just stand there and they don't do anything, and they don't even have to go out to eat. The guards can bring food to them, and then when I get round to the really southern part, it's basically it's death row. I'll have my
I was going to
death
say
row.
you do have death row. Okay.
You do have death row. It's very hard to. You can't just set up a death row factory. You know what I mean?
Right,
You can't just have everyone on death row.
Conveyor belt with a
Here's a
big
side
guillotine.
a side
Yeah.
note question, and this is one that just popped into my head. In the UK, do you guys actually have death row?
Only there is a death row. It's called Going On Big Brother.
All right.
It's basically it ends your social life and career and any chance to get anything. No, there's no death sentence in the UK.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, but if you've ever watched Channel 5, then it's pretty much the same thing. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, there's no country assigned to this game. You know what I mean? They've sort
Right.
of commonly said like that. It's not based on they don't want to get political about it. You know what I mean? It's just it is what it is. You can have executions in the game. The way they do it though is each prisoner has a percentage that they might be innocent. Right?
Okay.
So if you execute somebody that it has more than 10% chance of them being innocent, so a 15% chance they're innocent, and you execute them and they turn out to be innocent, the game ends. Your prison closes and it's game over.
Okay. So
If you
you can't
execute someone who's innocent,
So-
go on, sorry.
So typically speaking, when you're in prison, you've already been convicted of the crimes. So are they like maybe filing appeals to proclaim
Yes.
innocence? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I suppose they can get off on manslaughter, can't they? I don't know the rules. I'm not a lawyer, but as you can tell, Kim, you can probably tell I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
You're
got that.
Jesus, right? So.
Yeah, I'm too busy making carpentry. No, it's so yeah, they have a chance to be innocent if you execute them and they're under 10%. If they're 8% chance of innocence,
Right.
you execute them. It doesn't even matter if you find out they are. It doesn't matter because
Send a letter to the mum saying sorry.
it's pretty much like, well, look at the evidence. It looked like he was guilty. He had an 8% chance to be innocent, so it doesn't really matter. And then you can lower that percentage to 5%. So you can't just kill anyone. And they're on death row for a long time. You can also have parole offices for the other prisons, so they can go on parole. Visitors are a pain in the ass because they keep sneaking shit in. Somebody threw an alcohol bottle over the wall.
Right.
They tunnel out of the prisons as well. There's a very complex. I discovered.
Which we learned recently, by the way, happens in real life.
Yes, it does,
Yes.
doesn't it? They tunnel all the way. Yeah. Where was that? Was that LA? Was it?
No, that was up in, gosh, I want to say New York?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Connecticut area?
I did hear about it. Was it 2 people or was it more?
Two guys.
Yeah. I did hear about that.
It ended well
there's
for
a
them.
point. There's a point where they caught them, right?
One was killed, one was caught.
Right. Well, there is a point of like, well done. On that, it's like a bit of a. It's like
Not really, Mike. Not really.
You're a bad guy.
Achievement unlocked.
I hope you get caught and you pay for your terrible doing in life. But on another note, not bad.
Different look. Okay, all right. I see where you're going with this.
Not too shabby. So yeah, with Prison Architect, it's just one of those games where you switch it on and go, oh shit, my house is on fire. I didn't even notice.
Oh, so stuff is happening while you're away from the game.
No. I'm just saying. I was just joking, saying like things are going on around me. No, nothing. The prison pauses when you're off the game, but when you come back on, riots can break out. I've had people tunnel out and escape. I've had people just run.
That sounds like this podcast, by the way. Listeners tunneling out, escaping, rioting. Yes.
I've had podcasts. Sorry, podcasts. I've had prisoners. I've had prisoners just run. They just see an opportunity. They just go, "Fuck it,
right.
I'm off." All right, and you have to chase them. It's great. It's got a lovely little art style about it. It's so charming. It's very nice. I love it. So if anybody's on the fence about it,
okay,
and you like building stuff,
it's a shame they can't mix the Escapist with this game and have player versus player.
I joked. I said that should be the end game. You should be able to break out your own prison. You know what I mean? Like that would be great. It is going to come to iPads, by the way, and Android store.
It'll all be over.
So, yeah, it's going to be good.
Right.
But that's me. I think that's what I've been doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's perform the execution on your games, Mike, and let's move on to Kim.
Well, I haven't really done much, to be honest.
Thank you for that, Kim.
Yeah, well, I do what I can.
Well, I know you and I have been playing The Witcher 3.
Yeah, well, not lately, but yeah, I have.
Okay, all right.
I loaded it up enough to get the big old freaking patch. What was it, 1.7 or whatever the hell it was supposed to be?
1.07 in the patch. I think it was like 6 gigs. It was a big patch.
It was a big patch. It took,
they did a lot.
I have redneck internet, I like to call it, and it took most of the afternoon and overnight for it all to download. So.
Wow. Okay.
It took a while. I played a little Battlefield Hardline, just for shits and tickles. I haven't completed the story yet.
The multiplayer you're playing or the story? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm playing the story for now. I played a little multiplayer, but
I've got that. That's sort of next for me. Would you? Is it good? Do you think it's okay? Is it dog shit?
It's okay. I mean, it's not. I like how it's set up as like an episode, sort of like a TV show. So that's kind of neat.
Right.
I mean, but it's not groundbreaking by any stretch, but it's all right.
Nor based on reality.
No, not really. Not when
Super badge,
let me play a cop.
Super badge, and unlimited handcuffs.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Look, I've got it. I'm holding it to the camera. There it is.
Right. There it is.
I just haven't played it yet. My friend borrowed me this. I saw it at his house, and he said, "Take it. I don't want to fucking see it."
That's a quality recommendation.
Yeah,
wow.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, like I said, taking down bad guys. I actually got to use the taser the other day. That was fun because there's an achievement for the taser. So I went around tasering, bad guys
Yeah.
for like a good hour.
Is there an
So-
achievement for pulling your actual handgun versus the taser by accident?
If there is, I haven't found it yet.
Sorry, that's probably in bad form, but I
Yeah,
couldn't.
Well,
I instantly went to
It
that
happens.
thought.
They do it, Greg. It's
I know.
not your
I know.
fault. It is true.
Very true. All right. Well, Mark, let's talk about what you've been playing, my friend.
Yeah, I've been playing a new game. Not. I've had a bit of a gaming lack of mojo recently. I don't know why. I think it's a summer thing. A lot of gamers seem to have a
Right.
bit of a break in summer, don't they? So I've not really played much recently until I'd heard a lot of people on about Borderlands 2 from the Handsome collection, saying that since the patch, it's running a lot better.
Okay.
So I don't know if people remember the last time I played this, I was on this podcast and I said it run like dog shit. As it was awful.
Right.
So I've put it back in and I've tried it and it has improved tremendously. It's a massive improvement. It runs smooth. It doesn't lag like it used to do in the menus. I've had no issues at all, and it's actually got me hooked again. I've been playing it non-stop for the past 3-4 days now.
Okay.
So yeah,
Right.
it's really, really good. But it's an old game, though, that's the only thing. But it does bode well for the other side of the coin because there's the pre-sequel to play as well,
Okay.
which I've not played because obviously that was only on last-gen systems.
Well,
Did you finish Borderlands 2 before, Mark?
On the 360, yeah, many
Yeah.
times.
Because I got to level like 17, I think, and that's when when
Yeah.
I got burgled, and they stole my hard drive.
Yeah,
So I never, I got so demotivated about like playing it again. But it was good though. I remember just
Yeah.
really liking it.
yeah,
And I got to some sort of like thing where it's like some monster in the sea or something, and there's like arms sticking it. I had to shoot them. I can't remember
yeah.
where it was, something like that. But so how many times have you completed it then, Mark?
On the 360, I think I did it 2 or 3 times.
Jesus.
A couple of times on normal and then one on the Vault Hunter mode, which is the new game plus.
Okay.
But the good thing is you can import your 360 character into the Xbox One version, which I've done.
It's nice.
Um,
How much was
And-
Borderlands 2 or the Handsome
The
Jack
Handsome
collection?
Jack.
Yeah.
it's the one Robin brought me back from Florida, so I got it for half price. It was buy one get one free,
Right.
so I think it was $40 for that and Dying Light.
Okay.
Why did he get it from Florida? What?
Because Robin travels thousands of miles just to go shopping.
I mean, I thought it was
he
bad.
landed-
Tara went 3 miles for a Christmas tree. I thought that was ridiculous.
Yeah, no. Robin landed in Florida in America and said Walmart. I'm going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a lot of the DLC on the 360, but not all of it, because I bought the season pass, but it didn't get you all the DLC. But on the Handsome collection, you get all the DLC, so you get the option to have the 5th character role, which is a psycho. So I've never played that role, so I've started one of them characters, so it's going to be interesting playing through that.
Is that the one where you get the that little girl DLC where she sort of makes up the world? Is it
Tina?
Yeah,
or
Tiny
something?
Tina.
And it's
Yeah.
Tiny, yeah.
It sounds like a fantasy world, yeah.
Yeah, and I heard that was pretty good. I heard that was like a good
I'm
add-on
looking
to
forward
it.
to that. Yeah, I've not
It
played
is pretty
that
good.
yet, but I do like Tiny Tina, the character in the main game. Yeah, it's a good little twist on it. Yeah, and she appears in the Torg DLC as well for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
They
what
do
you're talking about.
they do a great job on their DLCs. Borderlands. Their Borderlands 1 DLC was really good. A
Yeah,
lot of those.
yeah,
Gearbox has kind of found real success with Borderlands, and they are riding that like there's no tomorrow.
They're very hot and cold, aren't they? Gearbox. They're
They
very
really haven't
like.
done much else that's been successful lately.
I know, and because you just don't know what to think of them, because there was mention about Brothers in Arms, wasn't
I
there?
know they were talking about bringing it back out, a proper sequel. I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear that, but
Because Randy Pitchford said he was very transparent about it and just saying like, "There's no game yet. We're not gonna show you anything, but we're talking." Because it's Ubisoft that usually publishes it I love the Brothers in Arms games. I think they're great.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for that. But then, I mean, you look back at Gearbox and you look at Alien Colonial Marines, and everybody outside of Robin Tate thinks that game is trash.
I, d- I
I've
don't
still
know
got
what
that on
the hell.
PS3. I've not played it yet. I didn't.
Don't. All right, Mark. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, just like I say, I was ready to sort of like trade that or sell that, but I thought I'd wait for the patch, and I'm glad I did because it runs really good now. So I'm really happy with it. And it, like I say, it's an old game, but it's a good game. It gets you hooked again. It's just that humour and the gameplay, the gun handling. It's just fantastic.
You know, Mark, I've been meaning to ask you. What about Destiny? What is happening with Destiny for you? Is that done?
Yeah, for me it is at the moment. I got all my 3 characters up to level 32.
Jesus.
I wanted to get them to the maximum of 33. Shinny, I bet you'd like it if you played it.
I've played it, Mister. I've
No,
played
you
it.
haven't got to level 20 though, have you?
Do
Do this Stu Fowler now.
I played the game. I'm level 15, I think. I just can't be bothered. Like it's just the same thing.
Yeah, I got them all to 32, and it was going to be too much hard work grinding to get to 33. It meant doing Prison of Elders over and over again on the harder levels, and you have to do it with friends, and getting friends online at the same time is a bit awkward. So most of my friends who play this game are all in the US, so time zones and everything, it rules it out a little bit.
Those damn time zones.
But I am going to get. Yeah, I have pre-ordered the Taken King.
You've done the deed.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. So I'll be playing that on PS4.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm holding off till then. So in September I'll be back on it.
We'll see you in about a year's time. All right. Well, for me, I've dabbled in a bunch of games. I mean, The Witcher 3. You know, we've talked about it. It's been my mainstay. I've been playing a ton of that.
How many hours are you in, Greg?
Fuck. Well, last time I looked, I think I shot this off to the group. I think it said I had a total of like 6 days time in the game already. So however many hours that is.
I don't know Witcher days.
24. No, 24 hours is human days, Mike. Human days. I've
You've
been playing
had
it for
6 human days.
Yes, of time played in the game
Earth
so far.
days.
Yes.
Not Earth 2, the one that they discovered recently
No.
going around.
No, Earth
the
days.
Kestis.
So whatever
Earth,
hours that is. 24 times 6.
Well, I can't work that out.
144.
Right.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Pretty much. And I had barely scratched into the main game, but I've started to dive into the main game more, and decided I wanted to kind of push forward and get the story complete by at least the end of August. That's what I'm hoping for. So it's good though. I'm really still impressed.
Yeah, I've heard.
And I think the hardest part about The Witcher 3, and it's a good thing and a bad thing, it's the side missions are so good. You really like playing the side missions. You see all these different side quests you can go on, and you're like, because they're done with story. It's not just fetch quests of go kill, or find this thing in the woods. It's you meet up with somebody, they tell you a story, and then you meet other characters potentially as you go off on the side quest. And sometimes it'll splinter into another avenue, and so and it'll even open up other quests. So
Do you think it's too long, Greg? Do you think the game's too long? For the listeners who didn't see Greg's face,
for a casual fan,
it was a roll of the eyes, like I was his wife and I asked him to clean his fucking shit up,
pretty much. That's kind of how it felt. I'm like, fucking A, this question again. No, for a casual fan, somebody that's looking for a good story, short experience, it's way too long. But for somebody that is looking for an RPG experience, and one that can fill kind of their fill their belly for the year for an RPG. I mean, this game literally, especially with the season pass, it could easily be the only RPG you play all year long, and I don't think you would get bored with it because there's so much content and they are continually adding to it. They have supported this game from day one, and people make the argument, some of the patches they've done, it should have been there from the start. But you know what? I give them a pass because the game didn't launch broken. It was definitely playable, and they immediately got into fixing what problems there were. It is easily on the scope of a Skyrim kind of game, big open world, but I would argue the story and side quests of The Witcher 3 are far and away better than what Skyrim offered up.
How many did you play Skyrim, Greg?
Yes. Yeah.
How many hours were you in on Skyrim? Did you finish it? Did you...
No. I probably played about 40 hours ish of Skyrim.
That's
Is that
it.
all?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
it. That is it. Yes, I did not. I kind of
got
gave
like
up on
over 200.
Skyrim when I lost a save. I ended up getting a corrupt file, and I just could not bring myself back to starting back over again.
That is mad though, isn't it? Because I spent 25 hours on Batman, right? And I feel like I've played it so much, but when it's relative to like what you've done on Skyrim, it's nothing. 40 hours is nothing.
Right.
It's just weird how it works, but yeah. All right, I spent 25 hours on Skyrim. I put it down because it was taking too much time.
Right. Well,
maybe
and
I should
I
play
just
Witch.
and see for me, Skyrim, I did not find the side missions compelling. I didn't really find. I mean, the world itself was really cool, but the side quest to me felt very standard fetch questy. You didn't get a lot of really
I
good.
don't know. I liked some of them. Like there's bits where you go to bed and then you wake up and you've been kidnapped.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? And I thought
there-
that was cool.
They weren't horrible, but in terms of like dialogue and art direction and storytelling, it lacks, especially when you compare
yeah.
it to The Witcher 3.
Yeah,
It just
I've
they're night
seen
and day.
clips of the presentation, voice acting, animation. They don't all stand there like
right.
I'm
Yeah.
standing still for the listener.
Yes. So The Witcher 3, but and we have talked this blue in the face. So we'll move on from that. World of Tanks, I dabbled a little bit on that. I think Mark, you
Oh,
played
really?
a little on the World of Tanks.
Yeah, I had one quick game to see what it was like. And you get all your
Tanks.
360 tanks. Yeah.
It's
You
tanks,
get all your
man.
360 gear, don't you?
Yeah,
all your progression.
all your
So it's quite
progression.
cool. And you can play against guys
Yes.
on the 360. which
Yeah,
is
that
quite cool.
Nice.
that was the nice thing. So
Is this on the Xbox One?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, they just
It's been in beta and it's coming out on the 28th, is it, Greg?
correct.
Is it free?
Yes. Free to play, cross-platform, and what also is kind of cool is some of the things they've added in. They've added in some nighttime and weather effects into the game, which weren't there before, and I don't believe they've actually included it on the PC side as of yet. It looks really good on the Xbox One, comparatively speaking to the 360. I mean, you definitely can see an upgrade.
Yeah. It seems to run a lot smoother. The 360 was quite jaggedy on it,
Right.
quite rough around
Yeah.
the edges.
And then they had a mini game, which I made the mistake of playing. It feels very throwaway. You know how sometimes these free-to-play games they'll have like that little free side mini game or whatever. I'm trying to think of the other game that had something like this. It was like a twin-stick shooter that you could play. It was Call of Duty. One of the Call
the
of
Black
Duties.
Ops thing.
Yeah, the
Where
Black
you went
Ops
to that
thing.
computer terminal.
Yeah, you went to the computer
Yeah.
terminal and you could play the arcade game. And that was actually fun. The mini game in World of Tanks, not fun. It felt just like something to completely waste time for. I checked out 2 of the indie titles this week, No Time to Explain and Tembo the Badass Elephant. No Time to Explain, I spent the least amount of time with. The concept I loved because basically the game starts off and your character's in his bedroom and suddenly the wall comes crashing open and your future self comes running in and he's like, quick, get up. You've got no time to explain. You've got to save the world. And then this giant crab claw comes through and it grabs your future self and pulls you away. And you leave behind, your future self leaves behind his laser weapon. So you pick that up, and the laser weapon becomes your way of basically platforming in the game. So wherever you shoot, in whatever direction you shoot the laser weapon, it will make you move in the opposite direction. So if you wanted to jump up in the air, you fire your laser into the ground, and it'll shoot you straight up. If you wanted to do like a diagonal,
thruster.
yeah, like a thruster, if you will. So outside of the cool concept, I did not get along with this game. It quickly was just like, yeah, So I set it down. I don't really have much more to say other than, yeah, that was my impression. Tembo the Badass Elephant. So imagine a world in which we are being invaded by, I want to say an alien force. It doesn't really specifically say if it's an alien force or just an intruding country is coming in, but they're taking over, and so the army is called out to defend us, and the army's getting their asses kicked, and the general thinks back to this badass elephant he met, I'm guessing in Vietnam, because they kind of have that kind of look to it.
Is there many elephants in Vietnam?
There's tons.
Yeah, just this one though, and so he calls back to Tembo, and Tembo comes to save the day. And basically, Tembo, it's kind of like Rambo. He's Rambo, but he doesn't have a gun, at least not for now.
So hang on, just
yeah.
let's pause on that.
Sure, let's pause on that. Right.
So you're an elephant.
Right, elephant.
Is this a 2D game? Is this a 3D game?
Yes, it is a side-scrolling platforming game.
Okay.
So think Mario, but Mario is a elephant. Yeah, with like a Rambo bandana, and he shoots water out of his tusk, but you have to refill that.
Of course. Yeah,
Right.
of course it
His
is.
tusk.
Right. Sorry, his tusk is trunk.
His tusk. His
Trunk.
two tusks.
Or his
Well,
tusk.
Is his
Yeah.
trunk redundant then?
Yes, his trunk is redundant.
This is not how this works.
He has a little jump mechanic. You hold down jump for longer jumps, and when he's up in the air trying to do the longer jump, you see his little legs flapping underneath him, trying to get that little extra distance. It's all quite well done. Yeah, it's exactly how I jump. So, yeah, I actually kind of like this one. This potentially could get a purchase. It has that Mario feel, and it is at least so far very platformy, but it's got some good character to it. So it entertained me for a little time.
It's not the old retro 16-bit type graphics then.
No. It's very
Quite nice.
very
Quite
cartoon
nice
stylized. Yeah. Both these games, by the way, for Xbox One owners, and I don't know if this is the same if they're out on PS4 or not, but they do have free trials to them. What's interesting is they're not listed in the demo section on the Xbox One Marketplace, but if you go to the game screen...
That sounds like Microsoft. To me.
Yes, exactly. But if you go to the game screen, you'll see they have a free trial version, and they're timed trials. So kind of like EA Access does when you get early access to a game. It says you have X amount of hours left with the game. For Tembo, you get 15 minutes with the game, and for No Time to Explain, you get 30 minutes with the game. So...
I had a question for you, Greg, about
Yes.
the new golf game, the Rory McGregor thing.
Right, the golf game I have not played.
No, do you know if it's on EA Access or not?
It is available for EA Access.
Yeah, the trial is, yeah.
Trial. All
Yeah,
sports
can you
games,
play
10
that?
hours.
Mike. All sports games are on EA Access, for sure. And then it's other
10
titles.
hours? Did you say?
No.
Get 10, is it 10 hours?
I want to say it's 6. I think it's up to 6
6.
usually.
That's long enough for me to get bored of it.
Yeah.
Right. I have
But
not
it's
heard a
golf.
lot of good things about it, though.
Let's talk more about golf,
honest.
Greg. We didn't talk about.
I know. We've never talked enough about
No.
golf.
There
All right.
was one thing, Greg, that I forgot to mention about Batman was the DLC I played
Oh, okay. Okay.
for Arkham Knight.
Oh, the Harley Quinn one.
Harley Quinn.
Right.
Yeah, we've got that one, Greg.
Yes,
I've not
yes.
played it yet.
Whoa, that is shit.
Is it? Oh,
Whoa.
I just started up to look at Harley Quinn.
Whoa.
yeah, she's one of my favourite characters in the Batman universe.
Yes, mine too.
Whoa. That
Yeah.
is.
Have you
I
seen
have the-
Margot Robbie in Suicide Squad? Oh, man.
I watched the trailer for that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did
Is
too.
it just going to be a Will Smith film? Is that what that is?
Yeah, no, was Will Smith playing Deadpool? Is that what I saw?
Something like that. I don't
He's
know.
in it, but I was watching more Harley Quinn than anyone.
Yeah, but like I just feel like it's going to be a Will Smith film. Anyway, the Harley Quinn DLC, it lasted 30 minutes.
Right.
It was
29
odd.
minutes too long?
It was odd. It didn't quite work. It was slightly boring, and I mean, if you've got it, you might as well play it. There's a different UI, which I suppose is a thing,
Right.
but it's not very good. No, and I've heard the Batwoman stuff isn't, or the Batgirl stuff
Right.
isn't very good either.
Right.
So,
All right.
Eee.
User, beware.
Beware. Yeah.
All right, well, let us move on from here. Let us talk news quiz. Now, because apparently the news quiz is too difficult for people to grasp conceptually, we are going back to just old school, get it right, get a point, get it wrong, you don't get a point. Fuck everything else. I don't care. So, that said, Mark, you're going to be going first. Mike, you're going to be going second. Kim, you are going to be third. And just so we get the tail of the tape, Mark, you were in the lead with all news quiz people at 6.5 points or 6.5 wins.
Wow.
Nicole,
Overachiever.
Nicole and Rich are on your heels at 4.5, but they're not here today, so this is a good chance for you to stretch some lead. Then we've got Mike at 3, which is amazing. Mike, you're at 3.
Really?
Yeah. and you rarely come on, but you seem to do well when you do come on.
Yeah.
Fraser at 2.5, Robin at 2, the guest spot at 2, which includes me and Chris and other guests, and then Kim. Oh, Kim. There's
Come
that.
on, Kim.
All right. So here we
Lose
go.
again, so I can win. You're gone. You're too far back. All right, don't hold me back.
All right.
Nick.
All
You know what I
right.
mean? It's like,
Just leave me back there for the zombies to get me.
yeah. So it's not. It's about the winning team. So
Yes, it is about the.
you watch now. You watch. He's
winning.
going to cane all the answers, and we're going to get them all wrong. In your face.
All right. This is an announcement question, Mark. Here we go. According to Square Enix, when will the PS4 users get to play Rise of the Tomb Raider from Crystal Dynamics? Is it A, early 2016, B, mid 2016, or C, late 2016?
PS4 users are going to be holiday 2016. PC users are going to be early 2016.
Mark Wright, out of the gate! Yes! Well done, Mark. Yes! Square Enix out ahead of Gamescom made the announcement this past week. So indeed, PC and PS4 users will be getting the game, but it will stay exclusively on the Xbox platform for
That is a
basically.
big gap.
Yeah.
Chris Williams from Bosswave tweeted out earlier today saying, all you Xboxers, don't spoil it, please. And I was just tweeting him back saying, good luck with that. A year is a long time not to get any spoilers.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just play it on Xbox One and not bother with PS4 version.
I'm
That's
pretty
the beauty
sure.
of having two consoles.
Yeah, I'll be tweeting Chris Williams sometime. too.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, are you ready for your question, Mike?
I suppose so.
Mike, your question is another announcement question, Mike. The Electronic Sports League announced they will begin testing for what soon? Is it A, performance-enhancing drugs, B, illegal gamepads with internal trigger boost, or C, controller connection cutters?
So, can I get it straight? Enhancing drugs, as in
Performance-enhancing drugs, Mike.
Steroids.
That's what I threw in there.
okay.
Was that a red herring? When he
I
said
don't know.
I threw that in there. Was that
Threw
true?
that, yeah, I threw that in there. So that's the
You know
real
what Greg's
one.
like?
So, okay, what are they? Performance enhancements, drugs, because I suppose if they took drugs, they would react quicker, blah, 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 blah. Most of them look like they're on drugs anyway, so that's a no-brainer. Illegal gamepads with internal trigger boost. Sounds made up to me. Controller connection cutters. Or just like pliers. Like...
Is that like
You can't play no more. I'm gonna go with the drugs, I think.
Well,
drugs.
Mike Chin, you are correct. Yes, indeed,
Whoa.
it is performance-enhancing drugs. So apparently, the organization told Motherboard, who reported on this, that it won't share details just yet, but will institute measures to police, educate, and prevent drug taking on its watch. The news comes in the wake.
I bet they're, sorry, Greg. I bet they're all looking for drugs that sort of speed up the connections in the brain, like speed or. But
yeah,
come on,
reaction time.
Yes.
Isn't it?
you know what they're really going to be taking.
So here's the deal, Mike. So the news comes in the wake of revelations made by professional Counter-Strike player Corey Friesen, and about he and his team, how they, Cloud9, were taking the psychostimulant Adderall to boost performance during the recent tournament in Poland. So yeah, it is a real thing. apparently.
But most of them probably smoke weed though, so it's, if anything, like if you get them off the hook, they'll play better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you think the sort of like the machines and the controllers that they'd be provided by the tournament people, wouldn't you? Especially when they're traveling around the world.
Well, ironically, they're not. So in most of these
All right,
tournaments,
you
they
thought
they
so.
they bring their
They'll bring
own.
their own kit,
Yeah,
yeah.
they bring their
Right.
own
Yeah.
equipment.
I
And
suppose they get used to how that feels. I suppose.
yeah,
I
but
think they have to be approved though, don't they? They have to sort of have a certification or something. They have to go through some sort
I
of.
believe there's a certification process
I'm
on
sure
it.
it's not modded.
But
Yeah.
also, so just to be clear, so like a tournament like Evo, if your controller actually cuts out on you, by accident, let's say, you by accidentally pulled the cord, their rules actually state you lose the match.
Yeah,
So
no,
if
because
you're-
didn't that
yeah, it just happened this
that
past
happened,
week.
didn't it, on the
Yes.
final?
Right.
And they didn't know what to do, and they.
Well, the
and it
guy
was like-
lost. He lost the round because of it.
Yeah.
His controller failed on him. Wasn't actually through any of his own doing, but
No.
the rule states if your controller loses connection or fails, you lose that round. So
because none of them operate on wireless connection, do they?
right,
most,
they're all wired. They're all
they're
wired.
all wired,
Right.
because of split-second reactions and stuff. Even though I don't think there is actually any difference, but I think it's like a sort of peace of mind thing.
Right. Well, and also
But-
this way you don't potentially lose connection.
Yeah, I think it's safe.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all
It's
right.
like Mr.
new-
Webster always says you use a wired mouse and a wired keyboard for the reactions.
Yep.
I think it's in his head.
Yeah.
It most likely is, especially Richard Webster. All right, Kim, are you ready? Your question,
Sure.
another announcement question. Here we go, Kim. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 announced its pre-order beta dates. We know PlayStation 4 owners will get an opportunity to start playing August 19th. When will Xbox One owners get to try it out? Is it going to be August 26th, September 16th, or September 30th?
See, I knew the Tomb Raider question. Damn it. Hell, I even knew the other question. Seems like August 26th sounds right. I've seen that somewhere. So we'll go with August 26th.
Kim. You're right. Yes. Good job. Yes. August 26th, the Xbox One beta will kick off. So congratulations. And for those of you who have pre-ordered, all two of you, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, you have access to the beta. That's part of the whole pre-order thing. So there you go. I actually imagine it's still going to sell pretty well.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
No one's
yeah.
worrying about Call of Duty. They'll be okay.
No, sir. All right. Mark.
Yes.
I believe you are up next. Mark, this is a feature leaks and interviews question. Per a back and forth on Twitter, what did Phil Spencer confirm was coming for the Xbox One? Is it A, full Oculus games, B, mouse support, or C, dual monitor output? And this is from this past week on Twitter.
Yeah, they've announced that, and I can't believe they're doing this because they always said they wouldn't do it, but they're bringing mouse and keyboard support to games.
God, you guys are on it!
Yeah.
I am so proud of you all.
I
Yes,
wouldn't
Mark.
have known
Well
that.
done.
I
Yes.
wouldn't have known that.
But what I want to know is, are they going to allow people to play shooters with a mouse and keyboard? Because that's going to give them a different advantage to people with a controller.
So I
Surely.
think the quick answer to that, Mark, is that's actually going to have to probably be programmed in by developers.
Right.
So developers would have to give access for that, but assuming it's a possible feature, maybe they start doing that.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
like
it's a
the
good- it's a good
keyboard
point.
side of it. You can use a wireless keyboard or a wired keyboard on the PS4 since it launched. You know, if you're doing your messages and stuff, and
Right.
it's a great addition.
Yeah, well, the Xbox
Um,
One also has keyboard support, but
Yeah.
no
yeah,
mouse
the
support.
360 did, didn't it? So,
Yeah.
but to play a game with mouse and keyboard on a console, it's going to be quite alien to us, isn't it?
Oh, it's gonna be. I have a hard enough time doing it on my PC at home. So, yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, Mike.
Yo.
Mike, are you ready?
Yeah, sure. You know,
Mike-
I'll probably get this wrong now. I haven't known any other question apart from the one that. Well, I didn't know that one actually. I just guessed it.
You actually have an announcement question as well, Mike.
Fantastic.
Here we go. Mike, Slightly Mad Studios has announced what this past week concerning its current game in the market, Project Cars. Is it A, there will be no further track and DLC support. B, the Wii U version is now early 2016, or C, the Wii U version is canceled.
I didn't even know there was a Wii U version. I don't believe there will be no further track or car DLC because I think they're quite community driven. It was kickstarted, I think, Project Cars, wasn't it? So I believe that they would follow the people. So I think they would bring content to it. And as far as I know, Project Cars is sort of a platform. It's meant to be like a platform for.
Well, they did announce Project Cars 2 already.
Oh, did they? All right. Okay, well,
Yeah, which went down like a lead balloon.
So, I'm right in saying that though. That was sort of the thinking, though, wasn't it? Wasn't?
Yeah.
I don't think they won't announce that they're not going to do any more. Not many publishers do that, do they? They just sort of stop talking about it. So with that in mind, it's got to be one of the Wii U ones. I don't think it's going to come to the Wii U. So I'm going to say that a Wii U one, which I didn't know about, is cancelled now. I'll say that.
Well, Mike Chin, you are also correct. Yeah, the Wii U version is officially canceled. The game is simply too much for the Wii U. So this is the interesting part of it. The Wii U was actually one of the very first platforms announced for this game outside of PC. And so they kept saying and kept going that the Wii U version was going to be coming, the PU version. Well, unfortunately, it is no longer pursuing development on it as the quality does not meet our own high standards nor our intended vision for the title on the platform. So, Wii U version scrapped.
Awkward.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, a little bit. And it raises it's raised some interesting questions because again, this was a crowd-funded game. Now the difference was this actually wasn't kickstarted, from what I understand.
Yeah, it was WMD, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did their own kind of crowdfunding thing. So
World of Mass Development.
Yeah, there was no actual promise of particular supporting the game. They actually were kind of quote-unquote investors in the game. So they've actually already been getting money back. The realities are that they're still winning, even if they wanted the Wii U version. They are getting more than their initial investment. I think they were saying the initial investment was like £60, and they've already basically earned back £240 or €240, one of the two. So,
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Kim.
Yes.
Pressure's on Kim. Mike and Mark coming out firing. Bring it on. I like it. All right, your question and announcement question. Here we go. A new officially licensed peripheral for the PlayStation 4 was announced this week. What is it, Kim? Is it A, a new Pro-style DS4 with swappable triggers, B, a PS4 media remote, or C, Move 2 controllers for Morpheus?
That would be the media remote. B.
Good God, nobody's missing questions. I think this is a first. Congratulations, Kim. Yes, in fact, the PS4 media remote is finally officially being licensed and brought to the market, so you can easily navigate your way through your console and your television experience, even though PlayStation users would tell you that it's not something they want.
I didn't even know that. I'm the PS4 player in the group. But what annoys me is there's a Bluetooth PS remote for the PS3,
right?
Which is great for when you're watching Blu-rays. It's got every button on it you can imagine. Why can't we just give the PS4 Bluetooth support for that?
Because they want to make money off you, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well,
Exactly.
it's frustrating as that.
All right, Mark. This is down to the wire.
Wait, have you ever had this happen?
I've never ever had this happen. This is
question in a row.
This is crazy, and what makes
everybody
it even...
in the Twitch chat is going Kim.
Come on, Kim. So here's the funny thing, or the sad.
Shut
thing.
up, Twitch chat.
So
got this.
Nobody's missed a question. We are down to the last question for each of you. I did not prepare a tiebreaker question, stupidly. However, Jason Johnson, friend of the show, has given us trivia, so I will be using a trivia question as the tiebreaker. It's the only thing I can do.
What does that do to his ego? You know, when he says, Jason sending questions, and everybody goes,
We're all like,
because we know his questions are evil.
Yes.
He finds the most obscure questions
In the
just to
Mickey
watch
Mouse
his.
game on the SNES, on the third level, what's the pixel colour on the second row?
All
He does
right.
it just to watch us squirm, doesn't he? He loves
Yes,
it.
he does. He does.
We do love it, though. We do love the
He
trivia.
sends me emails and he's like, "This will make them squirm." I swear to God. All right, Mark, your question. Here we go. It is a numbers question, Mark.
34 million.
Close. Mark, Microsoft announced its Q4 earnings, and with regard to the Xbox, what was the outcome? Was it A, a 27% gain in combined 360 and Xbox One year-over-year sales, B, a 5% gain in combined year-over-year sales, or C, a 13% decline in combined year-over-year sales?
Bollocks. Kim's going to win this. I have no idea. And I'm going to be optimistic, and I'm going to say 27%, because since they dropped Kinect, I know they have shifted a lot more numbers. They've gained a lot more gamer support with the way Phil Spencer's been doing stuff, so I'll give him benefit of doubt. I'll say 27%.
Mark Wright, your optimism paying off. Yes, 27% combined year-over-year gain. Holy smokes. Well, the pressure is now clearly on. Mike, to stay in the game, you need to get this question right. Are you ready, sir?
No. Yes.
All right, here we go, Mike. It is an announcement question. Here we go.
So I've guessed. Everybody else, Greg,
Right.
has known the answer, apart from I suppose that last one. But the other ones, they knew the answer. But this one, I've just been scraping the barrel. I've been guessing them and getting away with it. That's me and life.
Mike, here we go. Scraping for the answer.
Food Moves just says choke.
All right. What would Jesus say, Mike? What would Jesus say? Here we go. EA has announced its FIFA cover athletes. What is notable about this year's title, Mike? Is it A, despite women being in the game, it still features men only? B, the cover now has one woman and one male player? Or C, the cover is now graced by 2 women players?
I actually know this one. It's 1 male and 1 female.
Mike Chin.
Oh, have I got it wrong?
You have just secured yourself a tie. Yes, it is in fact 1 male, 1 female.
Yeah.
It is. It's actually Messi is on all 3 of the
Messi's
covers.
And it's Morgan.
I thought there were another guy. I thought it was 2 guys, to be honest. Because I heard they were putting another guy on.
No, so
another guy.
Yeah.
Guy.
Another guy.
I know there was rumors about Ashley Cole, Mark, but
yeah, I think they scrapped that idea, Mark, and they now have gone with the guy and female.
Right.
So basically, U.S. buyers.
It's Alex Morgan, isn't it?
Well, for the U.S., it's Alex Morgan running alongside Messi. In Canada, Morgan will be replaced by local favorite Christine Sinclair, and Stephanie Catley will grace the cover in Australia, whoever she is. So there you go.
Wasn't that the girl that scored the own goal for England, Mark? Do you remember? They should have put her on the cover for the England.
I know the captain was
great.
The captain was Horton. Bronze scored a few, didn't she?
But there's one that scored the own goal, that famous goal.
All right.
Simon, the chat says there is 2 guys on the cover in the UK. I thought there was. I've seen that somewhere.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to as according to the EA announcement, FIFA 16 will feature the first major sports franchise to focus on women's sports, and today makes it another milestone. FIFA 16 is now the company's first major sports title to feature a female athlete on its cover. So maybe they've changed that. I think originally it was 2 guys. I want to say they've changed that since.
It's put Messi and Jordan Henderson, which is the one I recognise.
Which is a football player, apparently.
Yeah. I don't know.
Either way. Well done, Mike. Well done. Kim.
Yep.
Plays for Liverpool.
Here we go, Kim. Here we go. Are you ready, Kim?
Let's go. Let's go for it.
Let us go for it indeed. It's an announcement question, Kim. Kim, the Street Fighter V beta has been taken offline indefinitely with no relaunch date announced due to which of the following issues? A, is it overload and pressure on the servers? B, a DDoS hacker attack? or C, a bug that is erasing hard drives on PS4 owners?
Oh boy. I saw something about this, but I didn't pay any more attention to it.
Yeah, I saw Tuscan was in the beta, but he's not had a chance to play it yet. I don't know the reasons for it.
I'm gonna say overload and pressure on the servers.
Kim Woods. You just made a three-way tie!
Oh my god, that is crazy.
Nobody has lost a news quiz question this week. What a perfect time for me to not have a
And
tiebreaker.
I've just got to put that in the chat. There you go, Greg.
What was that? There you go. All right.
Yep.
Well, so the UK still likes penis. All right. But yes, Kim, you are in fact correct.
We like the cat.
Capcom UK has released a statement actually from earlier today saying they are suspending the beta indefinitely with no date on when it will be back up again. We apologize for the ongoing issues that users have been experiencing in Street Fighter V beta test. In order for it to allow us to fix the issues as quickly as possible, we are going to initiate a period of extended maintenance, during which time the beta will be unavailable to all its users. We will let you know the date on which the closed beta test will reopen once all problems have been fixed. We sincerely apologize for having to bring this unfortunate news to you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your money. Please stay tuned for further updates. And the thank you for the money part was just me. That's my
So
inclusion.
are you going to record this, Greg? Is this going to go down in history for the first time ever? No one's got a question wrong.
This is truly. I mean, talk about crazy. I wish now we had the gambling. I wish now we had the goddamn gambling. All right. Well, hey, we are at that point, a three-way tie, and of course, I do not have a tiebreaker question in line. So
I can't believe I agreed to this amateur shit.
I know. Here is the deal, Kim. Because I like you better than the rest of them. Kim, you're going to be going first.
Okay.
Mike, you are second. And Mark, you guessed third.
Right.
So here's the way this is going to go down. Because we're having to use the tiebreaker question, it is a multiple choice question. There are 4 choices in there. Kim, you will get first crack at taking one question, or one answer. Once one answer is gone, that cannot be used. The other 2 have to guess something else. This is about as fair as I can make it, which isn't necessarily all that fair. But here
not
we
fair
go.
at all. It's disgustingly unfair, actually.
Yeah, I know. It's actually really geared towards Kim winning this right now. That's what's going on here.
She gets
Kim.
the right answer straight away. That's it. Like me and Mark didn't even get a say it. Greg's realising how flawed this is now.
Totally.
Just give us all a point towards the
I'm
total.
not gonna hold
You
a
know what?
grudge.
I think I will. I think we'll go with a 3-way tie for this. I think that's the
Are you
fairest
really?
way to go about
No,
this.
what was the question?
But I'm
Oh,
gonna.
we're still going to do it.
No. Yeah, we're gonna. Everybody's gonna get a half point. But Kim, if you get this right, I'll give you the full point. How's that?
What
Alright.
the fuck is this corrupt shit?
Kim, Capcom created 4 different versions of Resident Evil 4. One of the scrapped versions became what popular franchise? Okay. Is it A?
Colin trying to answer in the background.
A. Silent Hill. B. Devil May Cry. C. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor. Or D. Fear.
Crap.
If Kim doesn't get it right, I will move on to Mike, who, Mike, you will also get a chance to get your full point if you get the question correct.
I will definitely need to hear that question again.
I know. Capcom created 4 different versions of Resident Evil 4. One of the scrapped versions of the 4 went on to become a popular actual franchise for Capcom. Which of these games went on to do that? Was it A. Silent Hill, B. Devil May Cry, C. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor, or D. Fear?
I'm gonna say Devil May Cry.
Kim Woods. Well done! Yes! It was, in fact, Devil May Cry.
I wouldn't
We'll
have
be
thought that.
Oh, this is just one of those days where it's like, I mean, who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Everybody will
Not
get a half
me.
point though. Everybody gets half point. Well done across the board. It's a 3-way tie. Yeah, didn't see this one
Look at that.
coming.
Look at that.
Yeah, Mike.
Yo.
Let's do another trivia question for you, Mike.
All right.
Landmark is a game in which MMO franchise? Landmark is a game in which MMO franchise, Mike?
And the streak ends.
Is it A, Final Fantasy XIV, B, Aeon, C, EverQuest, or D, Rift? Mike Chin, Landmark is a game in which MMO franchise? Final Fantasy XIV, Aeon, EverQuest, or Rift?
EverQuest. I don't know.
The streak goes on. Well done, Mike. Yes,
my God.
EverQuest. Nobody has missed a question yet. Mark, right. You now stand as the final news quiz
I'm sorry,
question.
Greg. I have to go because I'm filling out my application for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
As you should.
Just getting in there.
All right, Mark. This is a lot of pressure, man. Nobody has missed a question all quiz long. You are the
I never
final
get these questions
man.
right. Never.
Here we go, Mark.
Mm.
For the complete sweep, outside of course, Back of the Box. Rocket League is a new PC game where the premise is about playing soccer with what? A, cars.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, Jason Johnson. Really? A, cars. B,
love it.
rocket
What the
launchers.
fuck is this?
C, spaceships. Or D, robots.
We all know it's robots.
Let me think. It's cars.
It is,
It
in
was a
fact,
free game on
cars.
PS4 this week.
I
this
know,
month.
I know. I don't write the question. Hey. But yes, well done, Mark. A sweep. A goddamn clean sweep.
It's funny
Wow.
because in the chat they're saying, "Oh, no pressure, Mark, don't choke," and we all know how ridiculous that question is right there.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see if we can continue this.
Oh God.
Here we go. Now, I need the exact name of the game on this. Okay? Mike Chin, or no, Kim, we start with you. Here we go. Kim, name this game based on the back of the box description. I will give you the full description. Here we go. Step into the dark. As Carrington Institute's most promising new agent, Joanna Dark, must uncover the truth
Oh
behind
my God.
Datadyne's Corporation's recent technological breakthroughs which could have serious consequences for mankind. What is this game?
Is it Perfect Dark Zero?
Incorrect.
Oh.
Oh.
Well,
Mike Chin, step
Oh,
into
shit.
the dark. As Carrington Institute's most promising new agent, Joanna Dark, you must uncover the truth behind the Datadyne Corporation's recent technological breakthroughs which could have serious consequences for mankind. What game am I?
crap.
Just Perfect Dark.
Yes, it is in
Ah,
fact
that's
Perfect
harsh.
Dark. Yes.
That's harsh.
That was the
well,
original one before the 360 version, wasn't it?
yes,
Zero. Yeah.
yes. Well done to everybody, and Kim, that was a valiant effort on the last one.
I'll be honest, Kim. I'd have said Zero as well.
Dang
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you said no, I knew what it was.
I just said Zero because he says I want the whole game. I want the full name.
Yeah.
It was-
Right,
Yeah.
right, and I almost took Joanna Dark out of it. He had left her name in there. I almost pulled her name out, but then I thought it might throw you guys off, and
Yeah.
it did. All right, well done on the news quiz, all the way around. Holy smokes!
Very good.
Again, speechless. All right, well let's.
We have all got our trivia questions as well.
I know.
That is an absolute first, is that?
Yeah.
And the last.
Yeah, I mean, it all. I mean, it was like the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Everything was
Yeah.
going well,
No.
scoring points, and then Kim
It was
fumbled
exactly
it
like
right
that.
at the end zone. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
All right.
I was going to say that, Greg.
I know.
That's the thing I was going to say. That
Exactly.
the Seahawks and
Yeah.
the football. I
Hey,
was
Mike
gonna make
Chin.
a Comparison. Yo.
Next
Oh,
week,
shit.
there's some video games coming.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind? Tell us what can we play next week?
There's many video games coming this year, but we're only going to focus on this week, right?
That would be correct. That would be absolutely correct. Stalling
This
for
is
time.
me badly stalling.
Yes. Which is great because at the beginning of the show you said, "What can I do?" And I said, "You
I
can
know.
read the new releases." You're like,
I
"I am
know.
on it. I am ready."
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Oh,
Yes.
they're actually, it's not a link. They're actually in the dock, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're in the dock.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Ah,
hook you
very
up, Mike. I try to make this as easy as possible, and you still, again, Marshawn, or you're like Wilson throwing the pass right to the Patriots. Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
that's weird. Yeah, Wilson. Yeah. Galicide, is that how you say that?
Sure.
He's coming out for the
PC, so no one cares.
So I'll look forward to swapping my power unit or whatever to play that. This is all July the 28th. No, that's July the 28th. King's Quest Episode 1, A Night, spelt with a K, to remember.
Right. This is the big remake of King's Quest.
Yes.
It's finally coming out.
I've been waiting for it all year.
Pins and needles.
Quest?
I don't know. What is King's Quest, Greg?
I don't know. Never heard of it.
What is it?
So basically, it's along the original King's Quest, and I could not tell you when it came out. It came out years and years ago, and it basically was a adventure questing game. You almost want to call it a point-and-click adventure quest game, one of the first, kind of like Monkey Island.
Right.
And yeah, has quite the cult following. They announced they were doing the remake. I want to say they did that at GDC, if I'm not mistaken. It was at GDC they announced the big remake. Everybody went crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it was the Video Game Awards. Maybe it was the last year's Video Game Awards.
Never heard of it. Anyway,
right.
That is coming out for the Xbox One, the 360, the PlayStation 4, the PS3, and the unit swapping, graphic swapping platform that is the PC. There is another game that I haven't heard of called Lost Dimension. I'm not sure which dimension it is, if it's the first one or the third one, but it's one of them, and that's coming out for the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita on July the 28th. Also, a game that I very much am looking forward to, Greg, N++. So it's like a 2D mega hard Super
Right.
Meat Boy. It was before Super Meat Boy. N was a Flash game, then N+ was on the Xbox Live Arcade.
Right.
It was very well received, and N++ is now for the PS4. Only the PS4, Greg? Is that
Only
a thing for
PS4,
that?
as far as we know. Yeah.
At the moment?
And,
okay.
and plus,
right.
plus.
Right. So N++ is for the PS4. Also, July the 28th. Onikira.
I think you need to do this in a proper Japanese accent.
Onikira. So I'll do the full title.
Please.
Onikira. Demon the Killer. Pepsi Cola.
Pepsi Cola. I like that.
Sponsored. You
Yes.
got to get that sponsor money.
Do you have to get the sponsor money?
For the Master Race platform, which is coming out on the July the 30th.
Right.
And there's also a game called The Swindle. This might well be a list of games I don't know, apart from one. The Swindle is coming out for it sounds like a new sort of device from Amazon, doesn't it? I read a new book on my Swindle. The Swindle is coming to the PS4, the PS3, the PlayStation Vita, and the PC on July the 28th. But it will come to the Xbox on July the 31st. What is the Swindle, Greg?
I do not know.
It's like
Mark.
a stolen Kindle.
It's a stolen Kindle.
It's somebody got their Kindle stolen and
Right.
they got swizzed and they need to find it. And that's is that it, Greg? Is that the news releases?
That is the new releases.
Wow, slow week.
Yes.
Shit.
And now you have to watch your language for at least the interim, because Kim has a little one in her lap, and the little one disappeared, and she's back.
He's good at hitting buttons. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Wow.
Yeah,
just-
see?
Now
Oh, there you go.
who is the youngin', Kim?
This is my nephew, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Yeah, that's me.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Greg. And that's Mark. That's
Yes.
Chinny.
Don't show
Yep.
Tony the chat.
No problem.
Don't do that.
Does
yes.
Tony play video games? Yeah. Kids to
The
laugh at.
Swindle, incidentally, is a cybercrime caper, and it looks like a 2D roguelike side scroller.
Okay.
So
Roguelike
That's
side
what that is.
scroller, 2D. All right.
Mhm.
It's a swindle.
a bit of a cartoony thing. Looks alright.
All right. Well, let us trudge on. So, ongoing stuff with the community. We've got G4TE Minecraft servers. Not really ever happening because Dorian never turns on his PlayStation 4. He's never got it up on running on the Xbox One. Basically, if you ever wanted to play Minecraft with the G4TE community, you are unable to because Dorian is lazy. That's the truth of it all.
There's no excuse as well for the PS4 because he never turns it on anymore. He's always on his Xbox One. He never turns PS4 on, so there's no excuse not to have that running in the background.
Well,
So-
Dorian has told me he is very green conscious, and so he is trying to, he's
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
something about
limit
it warms
his
his room up. Yeah.
right. Wintertime, I bet that thing's going to run constantly.
Yeah, yeah. Has he not heard of Windows and aircon and
No, not where he lives. They don't believe in air conditioning.
just
Mark,
no commitment as a
Out of the two consoles, Mark, because you're
Yeah.
now, one of these people that own everything. Which one do you play the most at the moment?
currently at the moment
Hmm.
Xbox One. It used to be PS4.
I love that somebody's Xbox One
The
just
Xbox
turned
just
on.
turned 'Cause it sat
I
down
heard
there.
it. I heard
Yeah,
it.
just turned
I
on.
did
Yes,
too.
Mark.
Yes,
Instead of Xbox One, it's what I said Xbox on.
yes, master. Yes, master.
I do.
Yes, Mark.
I still do prefer the PS4 for the user interface and the extra little bits of power and everything, but it's this game sharing with Greg. It's got me playing more on the Xbox One.
Yeah,
And at
I
the end
do.
of the
I
day-
do game sharing as well, and it does
Yeah.
make it easy, especially when the person that you do game sharing with buys a lot of stuff, which is nice.
Well, on the big titles now. We're going halves, which is great because you get a half price game.
Yep.
Like the Batman game cost me £26, I think, Greg, because we bought
Yeah.
it on the US store because it's cheaper for me. So you can't argue with that.
No, it's good.
And at the end of the day, it don't matter what system you play on. We're playing games, aren't we? Not consoles. So
It's
Yeah.
fair. It's fair. All right. The Clan Wars. That is still happening on the community, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have an update for this. I see a big question mark.
It's just a question mark
yeah,
next
it's,
to it.
you know, yeah.
Boom Beats, we have started now doing the task force things.
Oh,
whatever
so
they're
Boom
called.
Beach is starting to finally take off. So
Yeah,
Nicole,
we
so
did our
Nicole's
first
mutiny
challenge.
is really
Yeah.
finally taking hold.
We did our first challenge last week and we walked it. It was easy. So we're doing a bit of a more difficult one this weekend.
All right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, so here, if you play Clan Wars or if you play Boom Beach and you're listening to this right now, by all means, reach out to Nicole Radowski, reach out to Fraser Moores, reach out to Mark Wright, and they can point you in the direction of any one of those 3 games or 2 games. My math is terrible. The golf club. That's
deduct 5,
that's a
Greg.
thing I always deduct 5. The golf club. It's a golf game. It's actually the better golf game out on the new consoles.
Because I've heard Rory is rubbish.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
the
it's bad.
golf club really is the only real good quality golf game out there. So if you are interested in playing golf or you have a golf game like the golf club and you want to take part in challenges, well, we are here to help you out with that, at least for the foreseeable near future. This past week we had extended out the 22nd OC X Gen Challenge 22. It was Lowlander Links at Cali Park. So the next course is going to be Challenge 23. So when you are in the golf club, just type in OC X Gen Challenge 23 and look for it. It should be the Roebuck. That is the course name, and there's going to be no handicap. It's not a handicap-rated course yet. But it should be fairly challenging for everybody. But going back to the Lowlander course, let's get an idea of how everybody did. Mark on PC, Gary DeFelice couldn't even be bothered to play the game himself.
No.
And
Well, I don't either.
I've
not played it for a
I was
while.
gonna just glaze over that part of that. Mark.
Yeah.
So is there still many people playing the tournament?
There's a few.
Okay.
We're gonna see how
Yeah,
next
it's
week goes.
trickling down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna see how next week goes. Summertime, everybody starts taking vacations. Everybody starts, playing The Witcher 3 for hours upon hours. So,
Like you and me, Greg, we're playing golf in real life.
yes, yeah, exactly. And I was getting sunburned. I got sunburned like a mother. Yes. Anyway, Caliburn M got a -4 on the course, which is basically tied for top spot. Over on the PS4, Mark, while of course you couldn't be bothered to play, Manny Calavera and the Real Kahuna put in some time. Manny Calavera came in at even, which hey, that's something.
That might be because of his handicap as well.
Yes, I believe it was.
Yeah.
The Real Kahuna came in at -1 on the course. Also, again, I'm factoring in handicaps here probably played a part in it. Over on the Xbox One, we had the Caretaker 61 coming in at +1. Myself and StepJ both finished out at even. TMG Cerberus came in at a -2, and Scott's to be, he came in at a -4, tying Caliburn M. So well done to both of you. And again, if you want to play the next challenge, and we'll see how it goes from there, if we'll keep releasing out challenges, or maybe we just take a break for a little while. But the Roebuck is the next one. OC X-Gen Challenge 23. Get out there. Go play some golf.
It's
Mark.
had a good run, hasn't it, Greg? It's had a good run. 23 challenges.
It's had a great run, yeah. No.
It lasted longer than Trials Fusion did.
Yeah, it did.
How long did
indeed.
Trials Fusion last one?
I think about 16, 17 weeks.
I wasn't even going to go that far. All right, Mark, why don't we talk about the We Are Epic?
Yeah, we've got a quarterly event running, which we put up on our Facebook page, which is fb.g. And it's basically, if you capture some gameplay footage which is really awesome or really funny, you can submit that. We want to keep them to like up to 30 seconds long to make it easier to let everyone look at them and to judge them. And what you do is you submit that to our Facebook page, and then you can win a prize. And there's a judging panel, and they vote on which one they like. And this last quarter, which ended June, was won by Travis for being a lagtard and grenaded himself in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Yes, and I believe, Kim, is that not A.M. Woody? Is that who that is?
That is who that is, yep.
Yeah.
All right, A.M. Woody, congratulations. It was, it was epic.
It was funny. Yeah, he sort of like runs up, and shoots his grenade because you launch grenades on your hand on the Advanced Warfare, bounces off a wall, bounces straight back towards him, boom, he's dead. So, yeah, classic.
Yes, we are epic takes many forms. Sometimes it really is epic awesome. Sometimes it's epic fail and epic funny.
Yeah, the finalists, there were some good ones there. There was one where Morty took down a chopper with a single rocket launcher, and it wasn't guided. He just shot it in the air. The chopper sort of like strafed into it, and it blew it up. That was brilliant. Kinney was shooting a motorbike rider off with a sniper from a long distance. So.
That was my vote, by the way. That was an amazing sniper shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my vote went to Bongo with his Project Cars car. He set off out of the garage, and his car just like glitched and flipped over and blew up.
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah. How do you put a video on the Facebook thing? How do you do that?
It's quite easy on the Xbox One because you can look at your video clips when you shout out Xbox record that. And my Xbox is going to do that now because it's turned itself on. You can go to a few websites. There's one called xboxdvr.com, and you can see all your clips there. It's brilliant. And you just copy the link and put it on Facebook, on the Facebook page. Yeah, there's an event in our Facebook page called We Are Epic.
Yeah, so in fact, if you just type into your browser epic.g4te.com, it will take you right there.
Right, yeah, that's another one what Bastard's done. He loves these subdomains,
man, I'm telling you. So we actually already have a number of entries for the next contest, which is going to run July through September. And so, I mean, Penwood's got a FIFA compilation up there.
Because I didn't realize how you do it. So was it Xbox DVL? What was it?
You can do it anywhere as long
DVR.
YouTube. You can link it from your xboxdvr.com.
Right.
There's one called xboxclips.com, or you can just literally use a USB stick on your Xbox or your PS4 and upload it to YouTube. As long as it's on the interweb somewhere, you can link it, link the video, embed it, or link it into the Facebook post.
Yeah.
You good to go?
So
these
I've
got a good one. No way. I just put my gamer tag in. They all come up.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
nuts.
So you go to these websites and you just plug your gamer tag in. Yeah, and it'll pull up all of your stuff. So it's pretty slick.
And it's good quality as well.
But yeah, so I mean, we've already got a good probably 10, 12
I've got
things up there already.
Yeah.
I've got a clip that I did in GTA that I'm very proud of, and I'm gonna find that and put it on the Facebook thing.
I actually have one I just recorded last night from The Witcher 3 that I'm going to be putting on there as well. So I think this next go around is going to be a little more tightly contested. I'm predicting.
Yeah.
I'm doing the
talking
John,
of Witcher
the
3,
car
Robert
math.
Jackson put one up on Witcher 3. Hilarious, funny walks. Oh my god, I was in stitches. Have you seen that, Kim?
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Oh,
That just
I
reminded
have
me
to
of
go and
Monty
look at it.
Python. Wow, it was superb. Henwood's put one up torching Parsnip's cow while he was in getting a mission from that guy in the wheelchair. Robbie Jackson put one up with he's got a couple up with golf, but he did one with a hole-in-one on the Rory McIlroy.
Oh, okay.
It just teed off and it just went in the hole and it never touched the sides. It just went plop straight in the hole. Unbelievable.
Nothing but net.
Yeah, I've got one up with some craziness glitching on Horizon 2. So you have some good stuff up there.
All right. Well, get to it. Get recording and get posting. Epic.g4te.com. And the whole reason why you want to do this, again, let's just reiterate, we hold a quarterly contest. We throw it out there to votes. We have a little judging panel. They'll get the finalists, and then we put those out to the masses. And the winner, $20. $20 on either PSN, Xbox Live, or the Steam. So it's well worth your time. A 30-second clip, super easy to do. Get on it. We also have other contests going on. Community stuff. We've got the July Project Cars Hot Lap Challenge with a Gonzo FK. Mark?
Yeah, that's on the Silverstone GP track using the Formula A car. I've no current standings yet 'cause, the post hasn't been updated yet, but you've got till the end of the month for that. So just get your fastest lap in on that. Morty1884 has nicely set up a hot lap challenge on the new F1 2015 game, and this is a fortnightly event, so you can get all the tracks in before the end of the year.
Okay.
So on PS4, if you just tweet you sort of like time in your picture to prove it to Morty1884. If you're on Xbox One, you tweet it to @David Alien because he's doing the Xbox guide for him, which is great stuff.
Mark, real quick for
Yes.
us Americans, this whole Fortnite business.
It's 2 weeks.
All right, just double checking. Want to make sure the American listeners are duly noted.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
I mean, Fortnite to me is
I
like
keep forgetting
okay,
you don't. Keep forgetting you don't.
spending a night in
have
a
the Queen's
fort. I'm
English.
like,
2 weeks.
all
yeah.
right, 2 weeks.
I think this one ends on the 8th of August. The other track's Melbourne. You can use any car, and that's it. Just get your fastest lap in.
Get it in.
And it's on the dry as well, dry session.
Get her done.
Yeah, as David pointed out to Kim on Facebook, no wet ones.
No wet ones.
No.
All right. Let us take another step forward. Kim.
Yes.
Kim, I just want to know, have you ever heard of Victories Achieved, Kim?
Yes, I have.
Well, let's talk a little bit of Victories. What exactly is this whole contest?
It is when you complete a video game, or finish the story of the video game, and you take a picture of all the achievements or the end credits, whatever, with a picture of you next to it, and you turn it in there to Twitter.
Right.
To
And
be
if
entered into drawing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you send it into Twitter, very important, Kim.
Yes.
What Twitter, address do you use? Is it @g4te.com? Spell the dot.
It might be. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
it is. And make sure you have the hashtag of victory achieved.
Yes.
Along with it.
That helps us. It's good.
Yes.
It helps us sort things. If you were somebody, say like Harley Dan, would you have just finished Chronicles of Riddicles?
Criticals of
Man, yeah, it's getting late in the day for me. Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anybody else maybe finished a game in the recent past?
Yes, we have Pixel Theater, who finished The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. I've heard that's a good game. I need to check it out.
I have also
we
heard it's a
have,
good game.
I'm going to butcher this so bad, and I know her, so. Is it Canis Snow? Finished
Sure.
Prayer. And, of course, we have Bongo the Sane, who have finished Halo 3.
Right.
And last but not least, we have Harley Dan, again, who finished Chronicles of Riddick. Assault on Dark Athena.
He must have bought one of those bundles, the twofer.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yes.
It might be a humble bundle thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Just
Well
to
done.
point out on the victories achieved, anyone can win this because this is a random draw, unlike the others where the video one's voted on.
Right.
This one's actually a totally random draw. Everyone who enters into this is put in a hat.
Just one entry.
Yeah,
One single entry could get you a victory. Yeah.
absolutely.
And it also, again, is another $20 prize. PSN, Xbox Live, or the Steam Space Bucks. So when you finish a game, get on it, shoot it off at g4te.com. Remember, spell the dot. It's important stuff.
Art won't get there.
Yeah, it won't get there. And don't send it off to at G4TE because they don't care, those people. They're told, and don't send it to the podcast because I don't care. Send it to at G4TE.com. I mean, we might help you out a little bit, but just saying.
Maybe.
All right, let's wrap this show up. We have gone on long enough. If you want to be part of the conversation every week, we are on Twitch at 3 p.m. GST. Sorry, not 3 p.m. PST. I don't even know where I am anymore. 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UK, and now it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, I think. Close?
20-1.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're doing quite well today for time.
So live.g4te.com, just throw that in your browser. It'll get you there simple, fast. If you're going to do it the hard way, go to twitch.tv and then look up G4TE, and you'll eventually find us. But I'm telling you now, live.g4te.com, it's that little subdomain thing that, thank God for that, because without that I would never find our page. We have emails.
What was life like before all these subdomains? How did we manage?
Chaos, Mark. It was chaos. Absolute chaos. Back in the day, Mike Chin used to email the podcast just to complain, basically. Podcast at g4te.com. You can send us emails. We love the trivia Jason Johnson sends us, but we would love to hear from listeners as well, so feel free to send that in. You can always tweet us. Lots of people respond back to us saying mean things and nice things. At OC_podcast. We have a Facebook page, I'm told. That's because I never go to Facebook. But fb.g4te.com. That gets you right to our Facebook page. And more importantly, if you want to take part in that Epic Challenge video contest thingy-mabobber, epic.g4te.com. Put that in your browser. You'll get right there. We do have a little Green Man Gaming 20% voucher thingy going on with our Twitter page, but you can just go to gmg.g4te.com and buy your stuff from Green Man Gaming, and we'll get like a penny from it.
Yeah. That's how Greg eats, listeners. So
exactly.
I've
been able to afford a carrot. We do ask for donations for our prize fund. And it's not a requirement, mind you. So, we put it out there.
It is a requirement.
We just put it out there. Donate.g4te.com. It takes you to our PayPal page. Donate if you wish. But goes to the
bank
fund.
Details. Just full card number.
I would just like to point out
the 3 digits on the back.
There is a cat sitting next to Kim's face in the camera, getting ready to attack her. If we see Kim suddenly bloody,
is that Chief?
It looks like the cat's just going to pounce.
Look at me. Look at me.
No, it's
I'm
Crusher.
on the podcast now.
All right.
Hi, people. Yeah.
Yes.
Craziness at my house.
iTunes is you've got cats and you've got kids. I mean, next thing you know, you're gonna have a dog.
Too, so, yeah.
There's a dog, maybe a fish. iTunes reviews, we do appreciate them. Hi, kitty. Throw those in there. Let's throw it around, speed round. I'm going to start off first, and then I'll circle back to myself because that's what I like to do. Gary DeFelice, happy birthday, you jerk. I love you, man. Happy birthday. I hope you've been enjoying it. Big shout out again to Chris Jellyman. I wanted to shout him out because he was like one of the first to like pretty much nail almost all his questions, and then you guys just slaughtered it today. So
yeah, it rubbed off on us, didn't it?
Yeah. You stepped up your game. Chris stepped up his game.
Whoever's on next week better do well.
Exactly.
No pressure.
This is a high bar set today. Well
By
done.
the way, Greg, I can't make it next week because I've got a thing.
Get out while you're ahead. All right, Mark, shout outs.
Yeah, I want to wish Gary DeFelice a very happy birthday. I want to shout out Kim, who couldn't make it tonight. She's not feeling very good. We just seem to be passing that around each week. We all take it in turns being ill.
You mean Nicole?
Yeah, Nicole.
Sorry,
I'm
Nicole.
here.
Sorry. Yeah, it's because Kim sat in front of me. Sorry, yeah, Nicole. Sorry. Sorry, Nicole. And also to Ian Chapsticle 1, and he wants me to say, "G'day, mate. I'm from Melbourne."
Ian, I was having a convo the other day with my girlfriend, and she said, "Sorry, that's
What will that, Greg?
He threw. It was a really bad. Yeah, let's
That's
not go
Mark
there.
saying that.
Sounded,
Mark said,
I know.
well, that, Greg. That's
Yes.
him saying that to you. We didn't even talk about his version of it.
I know. I know.
Jesus.
But I got the lingo down. The convi. Come on. I was watching his video. He threw a video out to us. It was how to speak Australian.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yep. Yep. I need to study a little bit more up on it. But one of these days, I'm gonna just.
Australian is
nail it.
the Australian accent is hard,
Yeah.
Right.
very hard.
But if you start off with good A, you can almost always
it's
do
like
it.
it's a lazy Cockney. So
Right.
all right, mate, and then bloody
That's-
hell, it's hot
no.
here.
Mm.
You got to slow it down.
I think you need to start with good A. Good A sets the tone for everything.
Yeah. Oh,
And
Sheila.
it's just
They
pretty
call
much
her
it's
Sheila.
convo, not convy.
Damn it! Son of a bitch!
You have a combo with me, mate.
You got to agree there, Chapstick. That sounded more like southern, like Texas thing to me. That bit like Django Unchained, that sort of accent.
Yeah.
Never mind, Greg. Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, there, Greg. You get there.
At least you try.
There you go.
I tried.
That's the
Yeah.
important thing. You
Very
tried.
trying.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kim. Shout out, Kim. Go.
Alrighty. Thanks for you guys for welcoming my crazy family on here this week, and yeah, happy birthday, Gary, my other podcast boss, and Nicole. Feel better. For Pete's sake. Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm glad you got my name right.
Well, I've screwed up everything else. It seems like, so at least I got
I
that
can't
right.
believe I got that wrong. she'll never let me live that down now.
Yeah, you'll hear about it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. Mike?
Yo,
No,
no, Tony. Don't
No,
mess
Tony.
with the laptop.
Don't
Tony.
hit delete, Tony.
Stop it. Stop it, Tony. Put it down. Put it down. Stop running. I was in, side note, sorry, Greg. I know you want to go, but I was in a bank, right? And I saw the most adorable thing that this little girl did, right? Her mom was at she robbed it, and I
She
was like,
robbed the
okay,
bank.
here's my wallet. No, her mom was at the ATM,
Right.
Greg, and she was trying to get some cash out, and the little girl just saw this opportunity, this small window of opportunity, and bolted. Like, she went, right? And her mom was like, no! And she almost got out of the bank.
Right.
She almost got there. And I was like, next time, kid. I would like to shout out God for making me an atheist. I would like to shout out...
But Mike, he made you in his image.
Yes. If I'm in his image, God, wow, he should have worked harder. No, I will shout out Destination Gamer because he always asks me to go on the show, but every time his show always clashes with the Veteran Gamers show, so it's always on a Sunday night. So, shameless
I think
plug.
Rich was on last week.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, he can't afford me, so there's that. Shameless plug. The Veteran Gamers show will be on Monday this week instead of Sunday because we fired Stuart Fowler.
About time. God,
Thank God.
damn it.
He
No
was
shit.
just talking about The Witcher 3 too much, and we're just like,
That's-
you
I'm
should
gonna-
you should play it.
I'm gonna
I'll
get
also
sacked.
do another shameless plug. Me, Verbal Rob, and
Right.
James, otherwise known as Smizzle, recorded a spoiler cast for Batman Arkham Knight because we all jizzed all over it. So we thought let's get together, let's talk Batman, and it lasted for 3 hours. The recording is so it's a while. I might have to bring it down a little bit.
Brevity. Sometimes.
And the only reason I asked Smizzle on was because I kept on seeing him on the leaderboard. You
Right.
have like in-game leaderboards. I was like, I can't beat his thing. All right, and then I thought I'm going to ask him to come on.
I've seen
Nice
him
guy.
playing that a lot. He's
Very nice
always
guy.
on again.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy. And him, luckily, I didn't know this, but Robin and James were massive Batman fans. Like, I'm not really big into like the lore of Batman and stuff.
Right.
I don't know much about it, but they read the comics, they watched the animated movies. So there was one point when I went, yeah, I'm going to chip in, guys. We're talking about the game, okay? But no, they were great. It was good fun. We had a good laugh. So that I don't know when that's going to come out, but we'll release that. So if anybody's played Batman Arkham Knight and wants, podcast where we can just talk and spoil the hell out of it. That will be coming on the Veteran Gamers feed, and I think maybe the Bossway feed as well.
Okay.
So shout out to those boys. Thank you very much. And then whoever hasn't had a shout out.
No, I think
Yeah.
we're good. I will say a thank you to all the listeners. Mark, actually, maybe you could give a quick shout out to those that may have joined the chat late.
Yeah, we've got Chapstick 1. We've got Teflon 12. Batch Gaming UK has joined us recently. There was another new name. It's in bright green, so I can hardly read it. Master Dragon 12345 So welcome.
All right.
Nice to see a new face in there.
Yep.
Simon and I.
Simon I, right?
Yeah, Simon and I. Yeah, and then we said the other guys that passed up in Step J and that.
All right.
Oh, Fumu joined us for a bit.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He couldn't make the show, but he came up with chat.
Yeah,
No,
damn
okay,
Canadians. All right. Well, thank you to listeners both live and recorded listening to us on iTunes. We really do appreciate you guys being part of the community. It makes this show just that much better. I want to thank the three of you, Mark,
Whoop.
Kim, Mike. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you.
Sure.
And I want a big special thank you to Tony. Tony for joining the show late. Tony, a little quiet. He didn't really contribute all that much. I expect higher
I'll
levels
work
of.
on it,
All right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. And your cat, whatever your cat's name was,
Crusher. Yeah.
Crusher.
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 Let's name this adorable cat Crusher.
Crusher.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Participation.
I love the way
that's-
Kim shushed Tony then, and Tony's response was, "Huh?"
What do you mean, shush? All right. Well, that's it. I think we can officially call this a podcast. We can put a bow on it. Let's wrap it all up and say good night, and we will talk to you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Later. Bye.